everyone, it's LFC Transfer Room here. I'm James, and today I want to talk about the future of sports ownership. I've been doing a bit of thinking, especially since Manchester United got linked with Apple. And us as Liverpool fans, we often talk about billionaires, but in this video, I'm going to talk about the benefits of a company acquiring Liverpool. Now, for this example, let's just imagine Amazon, not Jeffrey Bezos, but Amazon bought Liverpool. Now, Amazon are worth 1.32 trillion. That's more than any billionaire. That's more than any other person. And they make 11.6 billion a year in profit. You know, that's bigger than any individual, and it's growing, it's not stopping. Which is interesting if a company was to acquire Liverpool, but why would, let's say, Amazon buy a football club such as Liverpool? Well, it's all about their streaming platform. So Liverpool are worth approximately between 4 and 5 billion pounds. But if we look at, let's say, Lord of the Rings, Amazon spent £1 billion making Lord of the Rings. Now, to make their money back, they needed to gain around about 1 million new subscribers globally, and it's estimated that they got around about 2.5 million subscribers. Now, imagine Amazon bought LFC, who have an estimated 100 million global supporters. Could 1% of those subscribe? 2%, 3%, 4%? Could we pay off that initial investment like Lord of the Rings? And one of the things that's critical to this is Liverpool retains its 4 to 5 billion pound value. It could even increase with us working together and increasing our viewership and working sort of on how we could come together. So, in this hypothetical, Amazon have bought Liverpool. Liverpool have now all over Amazon's streaming platform, and we're getting new viewers. Let's say that Amazon decides, you know what, we're going to sign Jude Bellingham for £100 million. Now that's 0.5% of their profit. So they've made that in excess in a year. Now, what they could decide to do is, do you know what, we'll pay Jude £10 million, exactly like they paid Arsenal for the All and Nothing series, which is around about 200k per week, for a series on his first year at Anfield. Now, Jude didn't like that. Think about it from a marketing perspective. All the promotion he's getting via Amazon, all the adverts on the Amazon streaming platform, all these 153 million people signed up to Amazon Prime getting adverts about Jude Bellingham and him signing for Liverpool. Think about a video with James Milner, my last year at Anfield, and how that could come together in terms of promotion of his final year and him leaving and the sort of things that he's doing to say goodbye and his preparation and his coaching. That'd get views. Jurgen Klopp talking about certain things and doing certain interviews. All the Liverpool videos that we currently do, but imagine it's connected to Amazon Prime and it's being put in adverts. So this absolute Goliath in Amazon own this football club worth 4 to 5 billion pounds, and they've paid off that investment in 3 or 4 years. They hold this asset, and that's where this is critical. With TV streaming, a lot of the times they build something like Lord of the Rings, and it goes for a year, and it starts to decrease in value because people aren't watching it anymore. Well, Liverpool are constantly doing new things. They're constantly fighting in championships. They're an asset that is constantly sticking around. Think Disney and their acquisition of Star Wars and how the Jedi constantly have that value that people want to watch, people want to engage with. Well, football's tribalistic. People are always going to want to watch Liverpool-related content, especially if they're Liverpool fans. Now then think about how Amazon could help grow Liverpool's brand. Advertising before other TV shows, advertising on box, trucks, everywhere you go you could see something to Liverpool. They could help Liverpool become an even bigger global brand. Now, where it gets really interesting is a company like Amazon could only acquire one football club. They couldn't acquire them all because there's rules and regulations say that you could only acquire and own one team. They could acquire one basketball team, one American football team, but is this the future of football ownership? When you think about the Saudi billionaires and how they own these big organisations, and they're putting in their savings, and you talk about sports washing and stuff like that, for a company like Amazon or Disney or Apple, they only need one football club. And they need a football club with a global fan base. They don't want to generate a fan base out of nowhere, because they need to get people buying into their streaming platform and getting involved in it. So these old, historic, massive clubs need to start looking at maybe business partnerships and acquisitions as a way for their future growth. Now, that's not even talking about, let's say, for example, a club could own its own TV rights in future, and what that could mean for a company like Amazon not having to bid and pay for it because it already owns it. You acquire a club like Liverpool now for $4.5 billion when you own its own TV rights, its own streaming platform. Well, then it could go through the roof even further. So this is just, I'm not saying Amazon are going to buy Liverpool, I'm just using it as an example about how I think sports ownership could change, and how I think these big clubs are going to get back on top, because there is no washing the data. You know, once you've got people buying into a platform and stuff like that, then you can sign any player you want, because you do a partnership with them, you can make them a global megastar. Jude Bellingham could be the face of Amazon Prime for next to no cost to Amazon as a business. They could have huge promotions and sports interest just from signing one player that they would want to sign for that club that they now own. So maybe, just maybe, these mega streaming giants are going to start acquiring assets that hold value, as opposed to investing in shows that decrease in value over time. And a club like Liverpool could just be exactly what these streaming giants are looking for. There is some changes in rules and regs that are needed, but it's an interesting thought and it's an interesting idea. This has been LFC Transfer Room. I've been James. This is potentially the future of sports ownership, and I will catch you on the next one.